Me. You know.
All right. Thank you very much. We've got Sayuri in Brazil cooking Italian. Are we being confusing enough? Why'd you pick Italian?
Because that's my favorite ex-husband. It's my favorite ex-husband. And it's one of the only things that I can do. Easy.
Right. So I have, I think, all the ingredients. You want to double check everything? What's the main ingredient that's important for this?
Gorgonzola cheese.
Gorgonzola.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it's very expensive for you. For me, this piece costs less than $2 US.
Well, I mean, it's just rotten cheese, right?
Yeah, and it was made locally.
So this one's actually made by the Amish. But let's see, is it local for me? It says Illinois. But I want to say this was more like $5. But and it's really it's double sealed because it's strong smelling.
I like
it doesn't need to be a really good quality of gorgonzola because we're going to cook. So just gorgonzola. Get the onion.
Onion.
Milk cream.
Crema.
Parmigiano cheese.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of that. I bought extra for my salads. I like Parmesan.
And what else? The pasta.
Pasta.
That is over there.
So I'm gluten-free, so I went and got some rice pasta. All they had left was the kids mix. So every one of these pastas are shaped like a different animal. Oh, there's one that's shaped like a heart. There's one that's a horse, a bear. Anyway, I'm a little excited.
You're supposed to have spaghetti.
Oh, well, I can do spaghetti. I have spaghetti too, but then I can't eat it.
Well, because I'm going to remember all the years that I was happy with my ex-husband, I bought an Italian pasta.
I use whole wheat spaghetti.
His name is Giancarlo Poda, and I love him very much. He's a very, very, very nice and
is it really important? Because I've got some Italian spaghetti too.
There you go.
Good. So cook that, not the one with the animals.
Oh, you can't eat it. You can't eat it.
This is for me.
What about us? Or can you save the animals for us when we come over?
I was so excited. It says kids mix 100% whole grain brown rice.
No, it's more than kids. Everyone loves animals.
All right. What else we got on the list? Bacon.
Bacon. Yeah, bacon's here. Mama.
Real thick bacon. See, you're cheating. You're cutting it up ahead of time.
It's my cooking show.
This is not a professional show. This right here is supposed to be.
It's my cooking show.
That's why I don't do it, because or won't let me prepare in advance.
I do whatever
I want.
You
can do it if you want.
He's going to be.
It's kind of like the standing, ongoing joke of the show is we show all the mistakes and how long it takes stuff.
I just agreed to do that, so we are going to test our relationship, how it goes.
You forgot butter.
Butter's for the pasta, actually.
So I've got like a big thing of butter, but then I've also got like the
ghee,
clarified butter, like we call it ghee.
Yeah.
I really like clarified.
Instead of butter, if you want, you can use olive oil, because the butter, it that's what.
Wait a second. You've got gorgonzola cheese, bacon, cream, and you want to make it healthy by not using butter?
No, I just said that if you want, you can use olive oil, because the butter is used in the pasta. That's how my ex-husband taught me to do.
So, all right.
Hi, Sam. Sam, do you live in Dallas? Someone was asking me for a contact from someone in Dallas.
Yeah, I live in Dallas.
Hey, this is a cooking show, not a dating show.
Are you from Dallas?
Yeah.
Just because everybody knows people here now.
You can talk after.
Yeah, I'm going to give you your contact. I'm going to talk to you in private because then all doesn't know what we're doing.
I guess
And
I
all
forgot
the
this. I forgot to spotlight the leads
No,
here.
but you have to spotlight you. You're the cooking guy.
Okay, so boss me around here.
Okay, first,
I'm ready.
get your onion. Because I don't have the two cameras. I'm lazy to get the two cameras. I'm tired. So just peel and cut.
Now we're cutting this up very small because we're gonna fry it, right?
Yeah, like little pieces.
I think, but I don't understand. This is an Italian dish that doesn't have garlic. Can it really be Italian without garlic?
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure
true.
if this is Italian. This is a dish that I found on someone taught me like a long time ago. I think if you want, you can put garlic.
Well, I guess before we start all this, shouldn't we start cooking the pasta? Because that'll take the longest.
Yeah, so cook the pasta. Oh.
Okay, I turn my water on. Let me follow the recipe.
Are you going to turn your own water on now?
So
Gotta get it up to boiling.
it says wildly simple. No sodium, no sugar, no gluten or wheat, not a low-calorie food.
Okay, let me get.
All right, I got my
I'm
water
going to get more
going.
drinks because this is going to take really long.
Let me see if I've got enough water. Where's the on here? Does it say 4 quarts of water? I think I'm gonna make this whole package.
In
I think I
9
need more
minutes.
water.
About 9 minutes.
So, all right, while we're cutting stuff,
You want a rolling boil.
Yeah, well, I'm going to turn my water again and I'm going to already. So you just put salt. If you have that, you know, that salt that you use for barbecue, the one that the crystal salt is better.
We call it
So like
kosher salt.
a bigger pieces of salt.
Yeah, call it kosher salt.
All right, so
Kosher salt, that's difficult. Kosher salt.
Kosher.
That's what my ex-husband taught me. That's the best salt. And then you put a little bit of oil, like oil, normal oil, just a little bit. And the secret of the pasta, according to him.
so in my frying pan here,
It is the size of the saucepan. The saucepan has to be big, you know?
oh, well, this is a small one.
No, you're talking about the pasta, for pasta.
Pasta.
Okay, my
So cook
pasta
the-
pan is big. My fry pan is small.
That's the secret. When we were dating, one of the time that he came from Italy to here, he brought me a saucepan because he said that I didn't have a proper one for pasta.
Yeah, it takes a big pot for
Yeah.
pasta.
So what's
My daughter has one of those real fancy kitchens, and she has a faucet right over the stove, so you can fill up the pasta pan without having
Oh,
to
that's
carry
really
it from the
fancy.
sink. It is
No,
fancy.
that's
That's why I mentioned it.
I had bought, I was going to buy a food trailer that had that, where they had the water. Yeah, like a spigot for the water.
Yeah, and it swings around.
And
you
so,
gotta push
and
it
it
up
had a
against the
giant
wall.
wok built into it. So, all
Have
right,
already cut all the onion?
I cut the onion. Yeah,
He's a professional cook we're talking about here.
I'm not a professional. I put onion in everything.
No, but you chop
And
like a
I
professional.
also like, cut and don't talk.
Look at me.
You also have good knife skills, we call
Now
that.
he's going to ask me for a divorce. Look at the way that I cut.
And you
I
don't
did
use
that.
you don't use a little PP knife like Sayuri's using.
So I don't know, someone gave me this book. It's called Knife Skills. And I actually made it, I don't know, about, well, page 37. I kept going through each section and studying, but that's as far as I got. It's like a 200-page book. But
Well, if you want, or maybe some night when maybe you don't have a cook, there's a great video by Jacques Pepin showing how professional chefs look all the different kind of knife skills. It's very
All right.
interesting if you like that kind of stuff.
And yeah, certain vegetables I've looked up, you know, a certain vegetable, how to chop it a certain way. But the
Right,
one
well,
thing
he
I
also-
don't know how to do is how to cut meat. Like I
Well,
haven't
it's
really
funny you
done
should
much of that.
mention that because he shows how you debone a chicken. That's one of the things he shows in the video.
So we're just frying
Now-
this onion, right?
Chop the onion and now the bacon.
But can I put it all, start frying the onion now and the bacon, or wait?
You're going to fry the onion and the bacon, and because you have bacon, you don't need oil.
Oh, I already put a little bit of oil. But so what I like doing with onion is putting a little bit, like a tablespoon of oil, and putting it at the lowest setting to like caramelize it.
Yeah, then it brings out the sugar, they caramelize.
Now, one trick I learned from professional chefs is if you have, you know, a lot of the onions in the US aren't very sweet. And so what they do is they actually put like a little bit of sugar.
Well, of course, in the US, you can buy sweet onions if you want, but sometimes they're too sweet.
Yeah, if you buy Vandalia.
Yeah,
Um,
they're
So the
Almost.
bacon, are we making the bacon like kind of big chunks? Can you show
You
me
can
like
do
about
whatever you
how?
want. I cut in like in small pieces.
Okay. So
So
really
if you
small
want
or really
chunks,
big?
you can do.
Yeah, because I mean, this right here is really thick bacon. This is, they call it jowl bacon. So it's
Yeah.
a lot thicker, which is probably a lot better for this kind of recipe.
Yeah, you're gonna render it all down anyway.
I got this from
See?
at the farmer's market from my friend at Lick
Is that
Creek
the-
Beef.
Looks like mushrooms.
Are we gonna add mushrooms to it too?
Or is that
Oh, is it?
bacon? Is that the bacon?
Mine is bacon.
Oh, it looks like
Oh,
mushrooms on
It
the
looked like
screen.
mushrooms to me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this right here is grass-fed bacon,
yum.
and so it's supposed to be, well, definitely a better flavor, but I think it's also a lot healthier for you, where they haven't like artificially fattened up the pig.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do a little bit because it's just for me. Okay. And Mommy,
I have
você vai
never
comer
learned-
macarrão?
I have never learned how to do just a little bit. I grew up in a
Me-
big family and I
me
like cooking
either.
for a lot of people. So that was the
It's just
hardest
as
thing, I
easy-
think.
Yeah.
When we've had past cooks where they're like, we like, oh, a bunch of leftovers. They're like, no, you make this every day. And I was just like, no, my goal is always to make leftovers.
it's sometimes easier to cook a lot than to cook a little.
And
Look
now
at this beautiful Thai basil I got at the farmer's
Nice.
market.
Nice.
and I cut the gorgonzola.
When's that go in?
When I was going there I saw where I could just get blue cheese that was already like crumbles versus the Gorgonzola is just like a big chunk. And I was thinking, isn't blue cheese and Gorgonzola pretty much the same?
Pretty much. It's
I
just that
almost
when
just
it's,
bought
it's when it's crumbled, it's already starting to oxidize and stuff like that because there's a lot more exposure to the air. So it's probably better not to be crumbled.
The amount depends if you want to have like, lots of flavor of gorgonzola.
advertising is funny. So this says proudly Wisconsin cheese, local, made in Illinois. Just like, all right, so we're gonna cut up this cheese. I think I'm gonna cut it just in this container, then there's less chance of my cutting board getting all smelly. Is this? I guess it doesn't smell too bad.
No, it's not that
Muito
smelly.
batata.
I mean, I've had some really smelly French cheeses,
Yeah,
but I guess let me taste this here. It's gonna be pretty strong. It's okay if I just take a little taste here. Let's see.
So I'm already going to put my pasta.
Mine's like bubbling, but not simmering yet.
It looks like your onions aren't going anyplace.
Oh,
You could turn that one up because you're sauteing. You need high heat to saute.
I mean, it's as high as it can.
There's just a
That
lot
was
in there.
That was a big onion,
Yeah.
but. So basically this recipe is pick all the white foods you can possibly find and put them all together, right?
Including white pasta.
So I messed up. I got brown rice pasta.
Well, it's because you have dietary restrictions.
But man, I went, friends of mine had a hot pot party last night. That was like, they had like 20 different things in it.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to get the guy who was like the chef to come on, because that was fun. It was a lot less work than I thought it would be. Sayuri disappeared.
No.
Oh.
I just put my pasta to cook.
Like,
Looks like Oris water's coming up to boil too.
it's
Where are you
trying,
doing?
but
You can just do that when your pasta is almost ready, because
You know what I find too, when you like, sometimes it doesn't seem like you can get it going. You put a lid on it, it heats up a lot faster. your
oh yeah,
pasta
why
water.
didn't I do that? One thing, my mom always put like a sprinkle of salt and she said it boiled quicker. Does anybody think that's the case with pasta? I quit doing that now that I'm supposed to eat a little less salt. But
I don't put salt in mine because I'm on low salt diet. Doesn't seem to have that much effect.
yeah, that
Especially when you got bacon and gorgonzola, you don't need salt, that's for sure.
just a little bit.
I think they put a little oil in there to keep the pasta from sticking together.
I
Oh,
put
yeah.
oil and I put just a little bit of salt.
a
Almost
little
nothing.
salt. Why do you put the little salt in there?
For flavor.
Flavor.
My mom said she put it in there to make it so that makes it so it boils quicker.
Well, let's see,
I
when you
don't know.
add salt, it makes it lower. Does it freeze lower?
Good idea, Fred. I put
can't
the lid on and immediately
There
start
you
boiling.
go. Exactly.
I think we need Freddie to be running this show from time to time.
I like to be the commentator. It's more fun.
Yeah, so I mean, it's good. I'll have to show you. It's got like little teddy bears and oh, there's a bicycle. Oh, look at this one.
Are you making pasta or are you making a soup?
It's
This
pasta.
right here is a shooting star.
Pasta comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes. It's all the same stuff.
No, I'm glad that my ex-husband is not going to watch that.
Yeah,
I volunteered.
we're glad he's not here.
I volunteered
glad.
yesterday at and we made chili mac. And they
What's that?
put all the ingredients out for us to cook it. And I was just like, they had put out spaghetti. And I was just like, well, that's not really chili mac. That's spaghetti with like meat sauce. So it's like, so we ended up finding some pasta and making.
What are you
chili.
mixing all?
That's the bacon and onions.
But you don't mix the bacon with the onion.
Oh,
You
well, then I
didn't-
messed it
you-
up.
You didn't tell him that.
So I need to start over.
No, it's okay. It's
So
just because you first fry the bacon, because the bacon takes longer than the onion.
Well, I like cooking the onions a really long time and making them brown, caramelized.
Okay.
So caramelized onions take like realistically like 20 minutes.
Plus, they're going to be deep fried in there with all that bacon.
Just like, so you usually cook the bacon take the bacon out and then fry the onions in the bacon. Is that
No,
how
I
you do
cook
it?
first the bacon, and when the bacon is, you know, almost ready, because I like the bacon crushing, you know, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Okay, so
So
you
when the
get
bacon-
crunchy bacon and soft onions.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
But if you want,
So
you can
I
make
like
it.
crunchy onions and soft bacon. Or-
So we have a problem, Houston. We have a problem.
when you say Houston, are you talking about Sam or?
I'm talking about, you know, that movie that I don't remember the name.
So how come it looks like I'm cooking? What are you doing?
I'm watching you cooking.
Just like,
No, because I'm going to wait until the pasta is almost ready, because
oh,
because
a
when
lid
the
on it.
pasta is almost
Also,
ready,
a
that's
little
when I do
a
the-
little oil will also cut down on foaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about where I saw someone, they said, you know, put a wooden spoon across it and that
I've
cuts
heard
down
it.
on foaming.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't
I've
know
never
why that
seen
worked.
that seem to work.
I use it. It works. It works for it to help prevent it from boiling over. Like,
Oh, okay.
I've heard of
Actually
that too,
boiling
but I've
over.
never tried it.
yeah, I do it. I do that. It works.
All right. How about I just read on the internet that if you get a wet paper, a paper towel or a rag wet, and you set it right next to when you're cutting onions, it won't make you cry. That the onion molecules get attracted to the nearest wet thing, and that's not your
Wow.
eyes.
That's a nice tip.
I don't know. I mean, when I'm just
Well,
cutting up a couple onions,
Now,
it doesn't really
now I
bother
can start cooking because my onion is almost ready. Oh, my pasta.
so you cook the pasta completely before you do any of the other
When is
stuff.
the cheese going in?
Now here, the pasta is almost ready.
When's the cheese go into the dish?
It's towards the end, you put the cheese and you see, my pasta is almost ready.
Yeah,
I don't see anything. I
Now-
just see steam.
I'm going to, well, now I'm going to start cooking. My onion. What are you doing, all?
okay, so you're
You're
gonna
messing
saute.
with my recipe. That's what you're doing.
Look at how brown my bacon and onions are getting.
Yeah, is your bacon cooking, Sayuri?
She hasn't done
Yeah, I'm
anything.
going
She's
to put
cooking
the
her
bacon
pasta.
on to cook.
Okay,
So
yeah, we want to see the steps because it's your recipe.
there you go. Look at
But
that.
always the one that should be cooking.
It's a heart shaped pasta.
Yeah, cute.
It's a double heart. It's a heart within a heart. What other ones? They have ships. I don't
You
know.
see?
I'm like a
It's
kid with
because
this
always
kid pasta.
cooking. But that's how I do it, see?
Yeah,
And then I wait until it's almost ready, and then I put the onion. And then you put the gorgonzola. When the gorgonzola is melted, you just add the cream cheese. Oh, the milk cream,
The cr-
and
Yeah,
it's done.
the cream. So you're putting the cheese in with the bacon and onions.
Yeah,
after the
Yeah.
bacon and onions are cooked to where you
Yeah.
want.
to melt. It's cold.
What
here.
was that Italian dish that your brother cooked? Was it sound so similar? Or,
I don't remember.
yeah, it was an Italian dish and had lots of cream and cheese and stuff in it. I forget what it was
Oh
called.
no, we
now.
made chicken marsala.
Well, it sort of reminded me, this reminded me of
Pasta's
it a
ready.
little bit.
But I mean, that was just, I don't remember there being any
And then
cream
when
in
the
that. That
pasta's
was just
ready,
wine.
You take the pasta out and then you put, when the pasta is ready, you take the pasta out and then you put a little bit of butter or olive oil.
Is it possible to only put a little bit of butter? No, you put, Actually, I do. I'm pretty good about butter. But yeah, I'm having a hard time making this dish without cutting up some garlic and putting it in.
You can put garlic if you want, but you don't need it.
Just like, because I mean, look at,
I'll show you. You see?
You're right.
But this
You're
is
right,
just
Or.
bacon.
Normally chicken marsala doesn't include cream, but people like to use it anyway.
This is just the bacon.
so,
I'm going to take out the pasta. What are you doing now?
I'm looking at my kids' pasta. This is, I don't know. I'm just having so much fun looking at all the different shapes.
You need to taste one so it doesn't overcook.
Oh yeah, this is, yeah, because
So
this is
you
a
see?
rice noodle. It'll overcook
Look,
real
That's
quick.
why I don't need oil. Look, just the bacon. Look how much oil you have. Just with the bacon.
Yep.
Don't need oil.
So I should have done like you did. I put oil because I started cooking the onions right away. And so, yeah, you
Yeah.
put the bacon in first, then you use that.
Yeah, you can't hardly overcook the onions and bacon unless they.
I mean, honestly, I grew up vegetarian, so I am not used to cooking meat a lot of times. So I have, still some habits left over because, that habit of, putting the oil in and starting the onions right away to get that caramelized onion. Again, that's a leftover from before I cooked with bacon, obviously, right? All right. Now,
You've got quite a. Yeah, it
look
looks
at how
like you.
creamy this water looks.
Well, that's because you have.
It's a
Don't
rice
have enough
noodle.
water.
And this is a rice noodle.
You might want to rinse that even in a colander a little bit because that's a lot of starch.
Yeah.
I mean, you could save some of the pasta water in a measuring cup, and then rinse it, and then add back a little bit if you want later.
Yep.
But that's pretty starchy.
It's getting close to done. Let me get the colander down.
Plus, it'll continue to cook after you pour it in the colander. It'll still cook.
I save hot water like this, and then
Well, that's what I
I
say.
don't like when I pour water out. I don't like wasting it.
I know. Well, take your little bowl there and put some of that water into that bowl. You might want to add some
so,
back in later.
Save that water and make like a soup or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever had a rice soup for breakfast?
See? Look how what I did.
Congee.
Congee, that's how
It's
you.
ready. You just put a little bit of butter. Just a little piece of butter.
Okay, or time to drain your pasta.
Oh, oh.
Whoa.
I think I need a better pot holder for that.
You need one on
And now
both
I'm going to
sides.
put
All right. I guess you can't see
Now,
that.
if it was me, or I would use that pan to do the combination of the stuff in the saute and
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
pasta. Yeah.
So is your pasta ready, Mr. Allback?
Yep, my pasta's ready, but I haven't added the butter yet.
No, you put the butter after this, after you take the water out.
Right, yeah, I have it drained right here in this drainer.
I'm just waiting until the bacon get very crispy to add the cheese and then the milk crema. How are you?
Now I have to figure out what to do with
So
this
we're
nice
going to do the Spanish
pot of
club
hot
again.
water.
Yeah, the reason that people add back a little of the pasta water is
doing?
it makes the sauce stick to the pasta better with the
Oh, really?
starch. Yeah, but you don't want too much
Well,
of
I
it.
didn't rinse this, so it already has the.
Yeah, it's got plenty. Yeah, you don't need that. Or, yeah. Yeah, this is not like marinara, so you're not gonna need to dilute the sauce.
Man, look how much oil I have in mine. This bacon is, the jaw
It's
bacon
okay.
is really high in oil.
That's gonna make
But
it
look how
tasty.
caramelized that onions are.
What? Don't forget cheese
Now you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to put the cheese.
So,
and cream somewhere along the line.
so does it
Mine,
matter
it
where I
takes a
put
little
it
bit
in the
while.
pasta or in the, I guess it's all
Does
going
it
the same place.
gorgonzola go in with the bacon and the onions?
Yeah, you add the gorgonzola, but you have to cut the gorgonzola.
He did.
Yeah, I
He cut
did.
it up in
And
the
then you
package.
put,
There you go.
So it's,
and mine is not ready.
the moisture of that cheese is really frying now. So it's like whiteness with more whiteness.
And then the amount of cheese and the amount of,
Creme.
new
Crema.
cream, it depends on how much you like the cheese, how much you like not the cheese. I like the flavor of the cheese, so. Is your bacon already crunchy?
Yeah.
Jane, if you want to do a vegan, you just use a vegan cheese. I don't know how it is, but.
I
And
mean,
then
you
what
just do-
about the bacon? What about the cream? Every ingredient you've mentioned has been meat or dairy.
But I mean, so I've made this same thing, and basically I just caramelize the onions, and then you can buy vegan bacon bits.
For
So
that
which is
flavor.
just TVP that has been soaked in smoke flavor. So
You can also buy liquid smoke even.
Look how mine it is.
I see your face. That's good.
There we go. There it is. There's your onion and your bacon.
Yeah,
So
But
my
I like
cheese
it very
all
crispy.
melted now. It's just completely gone now inside.
I like it very
Yeah.
crispy. So now I'm going to add the cheese and because
you
I
want
don't know how to do this.
You want the cheese melted because it's gonna flavor the dish. There's
Yeah,
still cream. Oh, you got cream, you're gonna add it to the thing?
I quit frying it because the cheese is starting to stick to the pan,
Yeah,
and so
good
I
job.
don't need to continue to fry that cheese. But I mean, you could like put it all and then add the spaghetti to it. I think I'm doing it exactly opposite of how
Well,
she's
That's the
doing it.
amount of cheese that I'm going to put.
It's probably
Not
better
so-
with it on top because when you have it on the bottom and the spaghetti's on top, it's hard to stir it together.
Can I put anything that's not white in here? Like, I don't know, serve it
You
with
can
some
put herbs
tomatoes.
if you
and-
want.
Ooh,
See, just
I got
let
some
it
fresh.
Thai basil.
I need to go. I'll go out to the garden. I got some fresh mozzarella.
Is the Thai basil got the sort of a liquor anisette flavor to it?
Yes.
Taste-
No, I mean, well, no, this kind is basically just tastes like regular basil, but like much more intense.
I would throw a little bit of that in there if it was mine. I would chop a little bit of that up and
So I
throw
think
it in.
I'll go pick get a few tomatoes and slice some fresh
You can put
mozzarella
tomatoes
and
if you
basil,
want.
so to make like a caprese. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, caprese, because you've got basil and mozzarella, and all you need is olive oil and a little tomato.
Yep.
You have caprese.
So I haven't added the tomato yet.
So have you added this?
The cream.
Oh,
So I'm only gonna add a little bit of cream for myself. One thing I got, the only thing I saw in the store was it said heavy whipping cream. And so I'm gonna use that I'm just gonna use a
Well,
little bit.
in other countries, like just about everywhere, but the US, they have what's called creme fraiche.
And I'm gonna use the rest to make butter. You just get an egg beater and whip it up.
And then what you do now, look, you see? That's the cream. What I do now, you just add the pasta. And that's it.
So she did it exactly opposite of me. She cooked everything in the pot and then added the pasta into the pot. I cooked everything in the little pot and
Yeah,
put that on
it has
top.
the same result.
So,
It's just your pan is too small to do it in your saucepan. I mean, to do it in your frying pan.
and this doesn't have any spices in it at all. You don't even put like some garlic or black pepper. I don't know. Let me taste it.
It's gonna taste like cheese and bacon.
Well, it tastes like a hint. It's interesting because it only, considering I put how much?
Mine is ready.
I put, where's the lid to that Gorgonzola?
It's like about 3 ounces or so.
It actually considers what I consider Gorgonzola. It's a really strong flavor, and I put 4 ounces of it. It's actually only has a hint of it. It's not like really strong, overpowering. I thought it'd
Well,
be
that's
really
probably
strong,
good.
strong, overpowering.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine is ready.
it's
Ooh.
just for flavor because you're gonna put Parmesan on top of it when you serve
I honestly
it.
don't think it needs Parmesan, but
Well, it's a different
If you want
flavor.
to put Parmesan, if you don't want to, don't put.
I
I
would
think
put Parmesan on top.
Makes a good flavor.
and then yeah, I got this
see, mine
fresh
is gone.
mozzarella. I saw that at the store, and my fresh basil. I'll have to go. I don't think I have a tomato in the fridge, but I've got 3 or 4 in the garden ready to be picked. And I did
Yeah.
pick up a whole bushel of tomatoes at the farmer's market, seconds. I'm going to can some
See?
tomatoes tomorrow.
Mine is ready.
Looks good.
That's funny. The bacon does look like mushrooms.
And
Where's your
the special
Parmesan
cheese.
cheese? Where's your Parmesan? Oh, there.
Show us a close up. I want to see how Parmesan is pronounced in Portuguese. What's it say on the front?
Queijo parmesão.
Queijo Parmesan. Rolado?
It's
Ralado.
great, like grated.
Okay.
If you say rolado, rola, it's penis. Don't say rolado.
I don't want penis cheese.
Yeah, we
So-
better be careful
You
with
can
that.
say-
You don't want
you
to
can
go
say
order, You don't wanna go
Parmigiano
order
rolado,
penis
that
in
means
the-
that you're having
the
a
grocery
cheese
store.
with a penis.
yeah, we don't want to order penis at the cheese shop.
And so
So you see,
So
mine is ready.
don't forget to take a picture of your dish and post it on the Facebook. Oh, that's a pretty dish.
Of course, I'm a pretty woman.
Just like, so that was a quick, I don't know. So this goes against everything my mother taught me growing up. She said white food had no nutrition. So I never got to eat white food. So I mixed it up. I got some brown rice pasta to add a little nutrition, I guess. But
Potatoes have nutrition, cauliflower.
potatoes, if you do the skin, but people always peel the skin off potatoes. But recently I reminded mom that, oh, I guess I could. I reminded mom that, and she's like, I never said that about cauliflower. I was just like, okay, well, you can change your,
Okay,
thoughts.
I'm going to do my picture.
So, anybody have any final questions? Thank you, Sayuri, for
Now, Laura wants to know if you're cooking spaghetti carbonara.
just like, yeah,
Because I think spaghetti carbonara does have bacon.
I think that's,
Maybe
But-
that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think carbonara has gorgonzola cheese, because that's a pretty strong cheese. I think spaghetti carbonara is just like a lighter cheese. I don't know for sure. We'll have to Google it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Seems like I've had it with fontina cheese,
Mhm.
which is, I think, a milder.
It's milder, right? But I mean,
Um,
gorgonzola is something that not everybody likes. Like some people are totally against blue cheese and
Yeah, I don't really
gorgonzola.
like blue cheese, and this right here, it's interesting. In this whole thing, I put what I thought was a lot of gorgonzola,
Hmm.
but I mostly taste actually the caramelized onion.
Mm.
So,
And
are
Okay.
you finished or not?
What's that?
Okay, so carbonara is made with egg, hard cheese, cured pork, and black pepper.
Oh, I need to add black pepper then.
Hi, Neil. Oh, are you
All right.
ready or not
For what?
to eat?
Oh, I've been eating. See, I just do it off camera so you don't see me stuffing my face. Oh, my camera decided it wants to go twitchy.
Can
So
we
this
make
is-
a picture of my beautiful dish and your ugly
My ugly dish.
pasta? Can we make a picture of your, look at yours and look at mine?
Yeah, no respectable
Please.
Italian would
Well.
have brown pasta with animals.
So that means, so that's the proof that I am the
Well,
person.
it doesn't just have animals.
Italian
That's a
husband.
soccer ball.
He's never,
That's a soccer ball.
he's
Here's
never had an
It's a
Italian
boat.
girlfriend. He would never do that for an Italian girlfriend.
This right here is a sailboat, Fred.
Okay, can you make a picture?
It's just
Freddie,
like
can you
here's
freeze
a
the
bicycle.
scene with my beautiful pasta and all
Hold on.
ugly pasta?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, it's Mayo.
There
Okay,
you go,
here
a
we
little
go.
bicycle. There you go.
Okay, I got a screenshot.
All right. Thank
With
you
my
so much.
beautiful pasta and all ugly
Should
pasta.
I mail it to you?
Good.
I'll mail it to you.
Please.
Any final tidbits?
And Maureen, this is just like a very easy dish, like I don't really do often because gorgonzola is really strong cheese, but when I go to this shop, when I have gorgonzola, I buy gorgonzola
Yeah,
and
it
we do
looks
from time to
good.
time.
It looks good.
easy.
I'd like to make it. I just,
Oh.
I think my doctor on Tuesday is going to tell me my cholesterol is up because
Well,
I
that's-
have, I just had the blood tests and they, I have like a phone consult about the results of my blood test on Tuesday.
So Yuri, what are you
My
drinking?
cholesterol.
I'm drinking the liquor, but you know what you want to do? If you want, you don't put the bacon
Uh-huh.
and you just put a little bit of the gorgonzola. You don't put too much.
Right.
It's
Onion.
just a
drinking-
flavor, yeah.
I'm drinking licor jabuticaba.
That sounds dangerous.
Uticaba.
That fruit that we saw that's only in
Jabuticaba
Brazil.
was my favorite discovery when I went to Brazil.
It's really good.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up and we're gonna eat. Thank you so much for coming on from Brazil.
Thank you so much, future husband.